move on, and we'll see for how much longer. It's going to be Virtus.Pro starting, and they have 3 armors, 2 smoke grenades, and a lot of decoys as well if they need them. And on the Dignitas side, 2 HE grenades, and none of them are at the A-bomb site currently, which is a bit of a shame. They are 1 in middle and 1 in B, so it's a lot of this is going to come down to Pimp here. He needs a good, solid start, a good, clean headshot on the first guy in.
Yeah, and already Dignitas now, they're going to get locked out of this site. But again, look at this. MSL just putting shots through on CT. Not going to get lucky with the headshot, but still does manage to slow them down somewhat. Snax takes this fight straight up, however, and Pimp will trade it 1-for-1. And finally, MSL adds in, takes 2 kills. Bialy and Taz both gone, and that bomb has not been planted yet. And now, basically, MSL all the way up on this site. He's going to be able to stop it from ever happening. A quad kill for MSL in that round from the CT spawn, just completely wrecking Virtus.Pro. And there you go. That's the start that Virtus.Pro needed to avoid at all costs.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I said Pimp. There was MSL holding CT spawn. I just misread that. But yeah, definitely very, very strong start. I mean, in fact, he did get smoked out. So the instant one click that I was sort of asking for couldn't happen. He picked it up anyway and did just fine. So strong start for Dignitas, and Virtus.Pro gonna go for armor, Tech 9s, P250s, all the fun stuff here. But they're playing up against UMP, FAMAS, M4, and Scout on the Dignitas side, making it a little bit tricky. And I'm definitely not approving of MSL's name right now either. It's only Danish people who understand it, but it's not something I can even translate. So thanks, MSL, subtle for helping us out.
Is this something subtle?
No, it's definitely not subtle. It's just bad. Pimp gonna be taking down Taz and is holding inside here. 13 bullets left, and will be dropping Pasha next. Very aggressive there. Not afraid at all to run into like a Tech 9 armor or anything. Just going for it here. And MSL to pick off Neo 2 next in line. It's Bialy and Snax left, and actually Snax coming in with a really good angle. Perfect timing. And Nico getting caught in the murder hole.
Yeah, that's always pain right there. Bialy now going to be trying to hold from connector basically with that bomb, but Pimp pushing short continues to just wreck, and a quad kill for him this time. So 2 rounds in a row for Dignitas and 2 quad kills as well. That puts Pimp up on a nice 5-0-0 as well as MSL 5-0-0. These guys just doing great work, but the perfect timing here for Pimp. It seems like he senses that there was a second man in there as well. Pasha trying to do what he can, but yeah, Pimp just zeroes in on him. Great aggression from Pimp, showing that he's on point. And this is also, you know, I've been talking about this a little bit when we mentioned Dignitas, the fact that he's been feeling a little, well, under the weather, or at least not very pleased with his performances so far. That's the kind of start that he needs basically to get rolling hard here.
Yeah, maybe also showing that, sort of being able to identify that, look, I'm not playing as well as I want to play. Spend the time to get better, and look at this. I mean, just picking off 2 really, really smooth kills. Then a third one coming in, and it's now 7 kills for Pimp in 2 rounds. And making it 3-0 for Dignitas. He's 8-0-0 overall. So, I mean, and MSL is at 6-0-0. That's pretty ridiculous at the moment. It's a really uneven distribution of kills and deaths on the Dignitas side here, but probably will even itself out as the map goes on.
It's like those guys just aren't allowed to have any of the fun right now.
Yeah.
Pimp is not interested in sharing.
No, I mean, why would you? It's a best of 1 game. Get this one chance to really show what you can do. But we shouldn't get too carried away either, because Virtus.Pro do have the rifles now. A lot of smokes as well. They've made their way and checked apartments. Now they're going to go for a fight with Pimp, and he did actually get a headshot on Snax, but it wasn't enough. That AK is just a little bit more effective. Grenade into underparts will do exactly 1 damage to Neo. So, I mean, I guess if Nico had like 100 grenades, it'd be worth it, but otherwise not going to work out. This is a strong position from Kirby, but sadly, yeah, he's going to need to crossfire this with Nico. Then it might work out if they end up going B, but MSL goes down. I mean, Virtus.Pro actually just managing to hang out around in middle for long enough that Dignitas start showing themselves, and then they take them out one at a time. They let Dignitas essentially play into their hands here, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and this is textbook stuff coming out from VP as well, because Dignitas being a man down, they need to try and get something back, either a kill or the info. And Virtus.Pro are like, well, you know, if we've got mid-control right now, this is likely where they're going to be coming from. Kirby is in underpass, will run out of bullets, though, so he's not able to survive Pasha's exit. Well, basically, Pasha's hunt there. That's going to...
He had 1 bullet when Pasha jumped down, so, I mean, what are you going to do at that point, really? Nico here, he knows he leg shot that guy, he knows he's close as well, but he can't get the kill. Neo will drop him for a double, and that looks like that's a beautiful round from Virtus.Pro right there. No hesitation at all, no problems. 2 people with a big bang on Dignitas, that's Kirby and Pimp. And they are going to be able to spread out the money here. So this is already Dignitas. In spite of some really smooth rounds early on, they're not going to have that. Oh, and actually, they're just going to buy the one from us on Pimp. I thought they were going to go for a more even buy, but no. Already ecoing, more or less.
Yeah, this is what is this, the eco from us?
Yeah. Casual eco from us. So, I mean, okay. So they've obviously put the one from us over at the B bomb site, while 4 people are holding A with nothing but pistols, and a flashbang on Kirby, which I really like. I actually like the flashbang more than I do the FAMAS right now. I think it's a better investment, and they're going to throw it in and get the kill on by Ali. So that's 200 bucks to take out him, to pick up an AK. MSL has it. He's very low on health, though. Nico goes down, and Neo will drop. MSL gets a kill before he dies here, so it's still 2v3. And now Pimp is coming in. He's got no head armor, but he's got the body armor and the FAMAS, and he has to make this work.
Yeah, and okay, quick kill there onto Kirby, so this might take the attention off of him, but Taz is going to plant safe. Oh, he doesn't! I thought that he was planting in for a connector, but he's not going to do that. He was planting CT, so the gamble works perfectly there, and Pimp turns this into a 1v1 versus Pasha. Luckily for Pasha, he's got 40 seconds to play with, so he shouldn't feel too pressured. He should feel like he has the time to go for the games, and he is going to go for that plant. Plants up a courtyard, and now Pimp changing it up completely, going all the way onto short. He was expecting this kind of play here from Pasha, only that Pasha's a step ahead and takes up, well, he takes up residence over in the pit instead of actually going into connector where Pimp was expecting him to try and hold from.
Yeah, still a pretty smart move here. I mean, it's hard for him to know exactly what the movement of Pasha is going to be. Did he spot him there? Pasha missing the shot. Pimp going for it. He's got very little time, and the fact that he makes it around the corner probably means he's got no time at all. He simply doesn't have a kit here. If he had killed Pasha immediately, he might have been able to do it, but now it's just a question of taking the AWP here, and he can't. So Pasha's going to win it at the end. That's still super impressive. This round is, I mean, I'd say that's definitely worth it. You get 4 kills. Obviously, the FAMAS here picking up the last 2, but that's making it so expensive for VP that they're now right at the edge, and Pimp can still buy. So I was really skeptical about whether or not this would be a good idea or not, but I think they made it work. But again, showing the power of that one flashbang. It's a $200 investment.
Yeah.
And it opens up the round, gives the AK to pick up the second kill. You know, it's all good.
And Nico will not hit the flick on the Neo, so Pasha's now set up shop, and Nico realizes this, not going to peek behind it, or is he? He does decide to peek, but behind a flash. So good teamwork there coming in from Dignitas. Bit risky play, but sometimes you got to go for it. And this time around, both teams, they get out of it practically unscathed. 5 players still alive for each of them. Pimp holding up close on short, though. He is looking to see VP once again taking mid control before electing to go anywhere on this site, or towards a particular site, rather. It's looking like it might wind up on the B site, although AC peeks out, takes out Neo. He did not expect Taz to be in ladder room. However, he will get returned on instantly. And this is setting it up for this B play.
Oh no, Bialy also picks up a kill on Kirby, and it's a big round for Dignitas. They should really try, I mean, they should try and get back here quickly, but Virtus.Pro aren't letting them. And they were just a man down, now they're 2 men down, and they can't even go for the retake there. Some really important entry frags from Virtus.Pro.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what the answer for Dignitas is going to be. I mean, they are getting caught out, like, especially up in those apartments there. Maybe playing either more defensively or going more aggressively towards middle early on. Because Virtus.Pro is also getting a lot of room to move around with, like a lot of map control in their favor right now.
That's the main thing. They only have Nico there. And they, like, we see the difference between Fnatic's setup and Dignitas' setup for the time being, right? Pimp holding passive on short, whereas Flusha would push aggressive on short to set that up. They don't really have anybody holding aggressive in connector as well, like Crims was doing for Fnatic. And then, well, nobody's as crazy as JW, but JW constantly taking the battles in mid-window. And you can see that they go for that triangle to try and counter Virtus.Pro. And a lot of the rounds that Fnatic won was from them getting picks, whether it was like just through the edge of a smoke and window, or from basically Flusha peeking out on short, hitting that timing into connector. All sorts of different things playing out there for Fnatic. So Dignitas, yeah, I think it's a good point that you make. You know, maybe having to take a bit more of a fight in mid and try and catch Virtus.Pro off guard.
Well, looks like that's actually what they want to do this round, with the Molotov also buying a little bit of time here. MSL still moving forward. It's going to have to reload, and there's a guy coming underpass that snacks to pick up one, and he gets a second one. Actually, Neo stealing that one. AC trying to basically jump out of the window to get right in his face, but it's still a 3v2 now as Pimp goes down by early with a good timing there. Nico and Kirby could win this though, but Kirby going down means now Nico's best option is probably trying to save this AWP somewhere. Unless they're all going to cross right in front of him one at a time, but wouldn't expect Virtus.Pro to do that.
And they did go aggro mid, Dignitas, so I guess we can give them points there. Just kind of wish that they had rifles so they could actually do some real damage. I mean, 2 kills still isn't too shabby for a bit of a hard eco situation. But that smoke going down to block off Nico, who was waiting in jungle, that's perfect. And Virtus.Pro will be able to get that bomb plant for A. And now, well, yeah, he gets caught out. Unfortunate for him. Neo peeks at just the right time and gets that AWP to save. Be able to pass that off to Pasha, the worm god.
Yeah, I mean, the timing was really just not with him there. And they put up the smoke so that he couldn't get the kills crossing into A either. It's now 4 rounds in a row for Virtus.Pro, which is such a powerful start as well. Dignitas, they can make it by, because now, I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. Their round loss bonus is very nearly at max, and we'll see how it's going to unfold at this point here.
And AC decides to go aggressive connector, and they have Pimp pushing up on short a little bit. A little bit more action here from Dignitas this time around, but like they think about going, but it's still going to be Nico holding alone in window, and he decides to try and change things up and come back towards the A site, and this is the right call to make, essentially. That smoke going down is going to make him a little... He's not too sure of what VP are throwing at him this time around, but like VP is still setting up with 3 in pit right now. This makes you want to think A.
Yeah, I mean, definitely will be here. Nico, though, with a good kill on Pasha and Ace. He somehow spots out Neo, so now it's pretty much all gone. Those 2 people were supposed to come in and help out, actually distract the CTs holding in the A-bomb site, but as it were, they just have plenty of time here, Dignitas, and they're going to pick up the round. So 4-4, very important round for the Danish team. They do not want to let go of this. They've just seen what Virtus.Pro did to Fnatic when they were playing on the T side. I mean, they got 7 rounds against Fnatic there, and that is a lot. So Dignitas, they gotta keep it tight. Although, I will say this. Lately, Dignitas have had some pretty impressive T-sides themselves across all the maps. So I wouldn't be entirely panicked if this finished like 7-8-ish. I still think we should give Dignitas some credit for playing well T-side.
Oh yeah, well, it's like since the addition of MSL, right? It's always been really solid, or at least it seems like Dignitas have vastly improved their terrorist side. And they have a bit of a similar strat in mind to what Virtus.Pro have been throwing out, at least what we've seen so far. A lot of the time, Dignitas will just kind of like post up and wait. They get that mid control and then they just sit and just count on people peeking them. That's kind of developed into the style, but for now at least, I mean, we still have 6 rounds left in this half. Snacks spots out the man, Nico, trying to push through, trying to make something happen by pushing through that smoke. He gets picked off, and once again, Virtus.Pro will have the initial frag in this round. So we already see Dignitas kind of scrambling now, trying to get a read on things. Kirby getting repositioned over in CT, having to peel off of B site.
I don't see any way that the terrorists in middle weren't going to peek the edge of that smoke when Nico comes through. I don't see, like, there isn't a world that exists somewhere where they aren't just going to be looking as soon as that smoke goes up. So, I mean, I could understand it if someone else from his team was pushing Catwalk or Connector, if they were right there with him, but all the focus was going to be on him right there. MSL goes down. That's actually Taz crouching in. What a cheeky play. Snacks ready and waiting in jungle. This is just such a lot of control. And he catches Kirby coming through the murder hole. And it's the reason we've called it that. It's just, you can't really. It's just always going to be death, isn't it? AC and Pimp are left 2v4. But this Virtus.Pro team playing T-side right now, they make it look easy.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a totally different beast from what we saw from the VP that faced off against Fnatic. Dignitas also just totally different approach, lacking confidence it seems. Ever since it turned into a bit of a back and forth battle where Virtus.Pro have managed to chain rounds together, we're seeing less of the aggro, less of the peeking together. I want to say, because yeah, like sure enough, we saw Nico go for the aggro rush, which is something that JW would have done, right? Oh wow, he runs out of bullet. Snacks. That's unfortunate. So Pimp will get the kill there. He manages to save his M4, so maybe we can see something coming through here. Dignitas trying to go for the risks, and it's not working for them. Virtus.Pro now with 5 rounds on the board versus Dignitas' 4.
Yeah, and the Danish team is actually going to try and eco through here. Not as hungry to buy as Fnatic were. Trying to play it a bit more safely, maybe. Could very well give a 6th round here to Virtus.Pro. Which is where you start to reach sort of the threshold where you don't want to give them any more. Taz here with a good Molotov. Ace is going to be forced out and actually does land a headshot, and MSL's there to pick it up. And Snacks will get a double in return, so it's still looking pretty good here for the Polish team. Pimp and Kirby are left, and Kirby, this time he made it through, and that's going to be enough to get the kill.
Oh, and they do manage to pay. They're making this very costly here. Kirby follows up and takes out one, finally gets caught by Neo. But still, 3 kills in this eco round. This isn't too shabby. And will they get more? No, Pimp not going to have any luck. He gets spotted out by Neo, and Neo on point. 2 kills for him at the end of the round, but still an expensive round there for Virtus.Pro, much more expensive than they wanted. And we can still see that, you know, VP, these have been fairly close rounds. I mean, they're still managing to lose a couple players each and every round nearly, so they don't have like a huge bank to build off of either. They're still very close to ecoing. They could get into a forced buy situation in the next one, or like a pretty reasonable buy in the next one if they were to lose this one. But they can't afford to buy consecutive rounds. So Dignitas right now, they still have the chance to bring this back if they can just start off strong here. And Nico changing it up and gets the shot through. He must have tagged a little bit of concrete there because Pasha lives with 4 HP.
Yeah, that was like a hip shot as well. Like, but you're right, he didn't get the kill, so something must have gone wrong there. Snacks will get the headshot on Nico. It's the punishment for letting Pasha stay alive and almost bleeding to death there. Pimp, bit of a crazy smoke, bit of a crazy maneuver there. I think he got caught on the land of that Molotov, just putting in a position that he didn't want to be in. Now Kirby holding here, flash has come through. What a great timing there from Virtus.Pro. Kirby couldn't do a thing. That smoke also sort of obscuring the flashbang, making it really hard for him to see. Otherwise, he would have been able to turn around easily enough, but that smoke really making it difficult. Now, AC and MSL are going to be left, and it's a 2v4. The bomb is down, and they saved for this round, right? They ecoed around just to get this buy-in, and that's making it really tough now that they're in a lot of trouble.
And they can't catch a break either. Snacks, he just barely spots out MSL and the man in window as well. So now it's going to be, well, Neo and Snacks on the hunt, looking for the Dignitas. They want to make sure that these rifles will not get saved. You already have Bialy as well, trying to make his way into CT, checking for the second man. So it doesn't look like they know where AC is. They certainly know where MSL is gone. And, oh no, the fake, it works great. Virtus.Pro think that they ran up into B apartments. Instead, they're going to be sitting in pit and apartments here on A site. So Dignitas, they actually get to save the 2 guns. That's a huge win for them.
Wow. All right then. Well, 12th round coming up. And Dignitas, I mean, that's also where the team starts to feel really bad collectively. Save for a round, you put a lot into it, you get the AWP, all the grenades, right? They could have almost forced up that 1 round they saved, so they really had a lot for the following round, and then it's still not enough. Now it's going to be Nico without any body armor, and mostly for Masters on the rest of the team. They got to stop them here, I think. Virtus.Pro is about to run away with this game.
Yeah, and once again, Virtus.Pro, they get top of mid. They're going to put down that smoke. AC's not going to be able to do too much behind it. He could take some nade damage here. He does manage to dodge that, but it's still 4 players getting control of mid. VP, it's like clockwork every single time. No matter if they go B or A, it's always get control of mid, then move on from there. And right now, once again, it's going to be connector. 3 players up connector, but the defense actually could be very interesting here for Dignitas. They do have a big crossfire, but as I say that, Snacks and Pasha, 2 headshots, and a third one, well, a third headshot, but a second kill for Snacks as he hunts down Nico, who was holding in CT. You keep thinking, okay, maybe they can make this work, right? Maybe they can, you know, they've got a crossfire set up potentially if they come through connector, this could get nasty, but then VP are just like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, there was potential even for a 3-way crossfire. If Nico peeks out of CT spawn towards connector, then all of a sudden they've got a guy shadow, they've got a guy connector, they've got a guy in CT spawn. They could all be looking right where Virtus.Pro are coming from, but VP, they shut it down. They don't even shut it down with like smokes to break the crossfire. They just shoot people. Pimp jumps down and almost dies. He does get the kill, but he's very low on health here, and this is... They actually don't have a grenade to deal with him. He's going to run out, though. Shrapnel almost killing him, it seemed. He's going to survive either way. So, 8-4. Virtus.Pro are just looking like monsters. They didn't want to go down into the lower bracket to begin with, but now that they're here, look like they're determined to fight their way back.
It's not... I mean, yeah, they are not... It's hard to say, really, because, like, right now, Virtus.Pro are just completely controlling the situation. 2 rounds left, essentially. If you count this one, third one, basically 3 rounds left in this half. But VP now, they have a great chance to get up to 11-4 if they wanted to. Although, as I say that, there we go. The mid-aggression coming out from Dignitas. Only problem is they get completely swallowed by that. It's a mid-split basically coming out from VP. 2 guys top mid, 2 guys lower. We saw them do this versus Fnatic plenty of times. And that's why, if there's the aggro coming out from Dignitas, they can come out from underpass very quickly. And 2 very quick kills coming through. Although Pimp in window does manage to catch out Snacks, who was lurking in connector. That doesn't stop the bomb from getting planted on the B site, though.
Yeah, and they can't even really easily contest this. I mean, even if they tried now, the Molotov goes up, means now they will have to give it up. And there's 2 more Molotovs and a smoke on Virtus.Pro. This is ridiculous. 9-4 is going to be the scoreline.
Yeah, now it's, again, like the story of this first half. Dignitas just trying to hold as best they can. Pimp does manage to pick off Bialy, so that's going to be a fair kill there. But it's no longer really about, you know, getting them to spend money. You got 3 guys who are floating around 9,000 for Virtus.Pro, so they can full buy. It's not going to be a problem. This is just about making yourself feel better, Pimp. Basically, get those kills, bro. get some stats on the board. Although he realizes just in time. Great sense there by Pimp to turn around to make sure they didn't get shot in the back. That could have been hairy.
I mean, they're losing quite a bit here, Dignitas, and despite of that, Pimp is actually top fragging at 18 kills. But similar, I mean, the one game there in DreamHack France when they were playing on this map, Nico didn't show up, remember?
Yep.
And look at him now, 1-0-11. That's definitely not acceptable at this point here. They really do need him. It's not like Virtus.Pro's made life really hard for him, so it's not like that, but they need him to be the guy to control the middle, right? When Virtus.Pro keep taking this mid control, he should, you know, get a kill here or there, fall back, play defensive, that kind of thing. Instead, it's just Virtus.Pro running in, picking up kills. There's Nico getting a second kill finally. Can't get the second one there. He does tag up Taz a bit, and MSL in sight. Gonna get 2 kills before he drops, so we're right back at an even situation here. 2v2, but Kirby, good timing, takes one, hits Nico as well. And that will finish the round for Dignitas there. So now we're gonna go into the last round, other half, the 15th round, with a 9-5 scoreline. We could be seeing 6-9 here again, Semler. Could. We're on the right map for it.
Is it possible, dude? I mean, balance. We didn't get much balance last night, so it'll be only fitting if we could, in this low bracket match, work it out here. I mean, they do have a shot at it. A very healthy buy coming out for Dignitas, all things considered. Only really MSL who's short on anything, but he does have an M4, so he'll be pleased about that. VP, this time around, changing it up. Changing it up quite a bit, actually. They don't go early mid. They actually go on the extremities and just leave one man lurking in pit, and that's Bialy. And he takes out MSL, who was trying to push for info. So, once again, VP, they get that man advantage very early on in the half, or in the round, rather.
Yeah, and Snacks and Neo are only, they're taking some damage, but it's not really enough to be significant at this point here. And setting up for, is that a window or connector smoke? Looked like he was aiming at the edge. I'm wondering if it's going to be for window, in fact. That could be good fun. It's a harder smoke to hit, definitely, than the bottom connector one, but it is possible. Taz will go down to AC, so we're back in a 4v4. Nico at a great angle, gonna pick up the one, goes for the double, can't get it. Bialy somehow crouches in below him, and Bialy will pick up a double kill, and that's ridiculous. AC should at least be able to return the frag here, so now it's a 2v3. Bomb goes down, but it's a lot of health on Dignitas, and both Bialy and Neo are low. This is doable for the Dignitas team. Virtus.Pro might be giving up this last round here. Bialy goes down next in line, Neo to fall, and now it's all on Snacks. He's got a good position. The bomb is planted for right where he's holding, so he could be holding here all day, in fact. They've got a smoke, though, on Pimp, and I think they know... Oh, yeah, they're going to put it up right in front there. Snacks taking some damage. The Molotov not going to hit. It's too far out, and Kirby will drop him. The fire did spread, but not enough. If he hit that just a little bit more to the right, that would have probably been the round. Still a good effort there. 9-6 will be the scoreline. And we're going to go into the second half here. But Virtus.Pro, I mean, terrific first half for them. No complaints from our side.
No, that's how it could have very well ended versus Fnatic if Fnatic hadn't been so on point with their aggression. And JW also just being a total monster.
And some of the force-ups from Fnatic that Dignitas actually skipped. They went for the eco route instead, and Fnatic just kind of forced up and made some of those work. It's not entirely clear if that's the only reason, but certainly Fnatic got a lot out of those as well.
Agreed.
Second half coming up here. It's one grenade and that's it. No kit on Virtus.Pro, in fact. Grenade, yeah, double grenade on Neo instead. And they're going to be pushing up. Pasha is ready for it. Can he catch AC? He can't see him behind there. And AC setting up for a bit of a smoke. Tricky
stuff. But there you go, Pasha will get spotted out, and he gets that headshot onto AC. Spots them going into connector too. This is so important, but Bialy can't react in time. Kirby will catch him out. Still, now a bit of a crossfire with that smoke blocking jungle. It makes it tricky, however, and they will not be able to get the support. Snacks changes up and tries to come in through connector, and it's just everybody falling to Pimp right now. 2 kills for Pimp, turning it around.
Yeah, even at 9 health, he's doing a really good job right here. And with the bomb ticking away and the lack of kit, as we pointed out in the beginning on Virtus.Pro, this makes it almost impossible. Neo in a 1v4. We do have a kit and a pistol round. You're kind of banking on not even having to defuse. And Pimp ends up with a triple. I mean, he's been fantastic tonight, really. Like 21 kills in 17 rounds.
Yeah.
And actually 16, because we're just starting with the 17th. That is rare.
But, you know, like what happened at Tour, right, when Nico wasn't hitting shots, it was like the combination play between AC and Pimp, right? Pimp is showing up. He's got the 21, but the rest of them kind of lagging behind right now. We aren't having that hero performance from AC either. That was like the balancing, the key factor, basically, that allowed Dignitas to get rounds. So Like, Pimp is managing to do the work. We need the rest of Dignitas to start waking up here, though. But at least they get that pistol start. Virtus.Pro not going for Kevlar in this round. They're actually just upgrading the pistols. Couple nades there to work with as well. Neo's got one. And they are just mopping them up. Hey, there we go. AC with the triple. With that MP7. And, you know, he heard what we were saying, man.
Yeah, that was a nice turnaround as well. Pretty well done. Kirby will take the last one. And that's going to be bringing Dignitas a little bit further back. There is still hope that they could do this. The T-sides have been looking good in the past. Look at this here.
Yeah, nicely done by AC. And so, you know, eco frags, but still, you know, that'll give you some confidence going up against the guys once they have some Kevlar.
Oh, no doubt about that. Definitely helps you out. Makes you feel like you're at least doing something on the team, right? In the middle, 3 of them go, and the other 2 holding the extremities of the map, just making sure that no one is sneaking up behind anywhere. A lot of damage to Neo, but actually Pasha got the first kill then, but went down right afterwards to AC, and somehow Nico landed a grenade on Neo to kill him as well. He was, I think, still lurking around on catwalk somewhere.
Wow, they're deciding to go towards this A site. This gamble from VP actually paying off pretty nicely here. Putting all 3 players on the one site that Dignitas are just so focused on right now. Kirby is going back through T, but he's going to get into pit soon. Bialy is waiting there, and Bialy drops so low. Free kill for Kirby. Nico takes out one, and Snacks in CT doing the best that he can, trying to hold here with the Deagle, but he's not going to find that headshot. AC will take his face off instead. So 9-9 the score. Dignitas managed to run it back after that pistol, and we get the first big buy round coming now for Virtus.Pro. Full rifles across the board. No AWP, despite the fact that Pasha had the money for it. And Snacks, not enough money for him to buy it. We've seen him use the AWP on this map in the past. So they just elect to go full rifles here, Virtus.Pro. They aren't skimping. They actually have a pretty decent nade count as well, considering they haven't been investing in Kevlar in these past rounds. They get a few more nades to work with than they would otherwise.
Holding all the way back here, Snacks, and I do love this jumping position, but he's actually going to get advanced warning with the smokes anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. He can see the smokes coming in, and he instantly reacts, so pretty good stuff now. Snacks smoking up, flashing out as well. Is he going to be able to pick up a couple of kills too? They're coming barreling through, and Pimp will open up right on him. Neo goes down. Fantastic round from Dignitas, and the rest of Virtus.Pro should just run away. There's no point here. What I was going to say, actually, Bialy's going to be annoying and take a kill there, but what I was going to say was, when Snacks is holding that position, if they don't go for a smoke and flash round where they sort of signal, they really let him know, look, we're coming. Yeah. If he's just jumping, then it's not like a coin flip, but you can get into a position where you jump at the wrong time, where they're already so far into the hallway, but that by the time you jump, it's really, really hard to make the right play happen as a CT. You could easily get caught in a really awkward spot. Nice job on AZ there.
Yeah.
But, I would say Snacks is one of the really strong players at handling that situation anyway. Like, Snacks' instinct for just putting himself in the right position when he does spot them, even if they're close, even if his jump is somehow off-timed so that they're further up than he would have wanted, he's still pretty damn good at it. But there are some players who, even at a high level, who actually panic and just put themselves in a really bad spot. And one of the worst ones you can get into, it's not by bench. I mean, if you're behind bench, you're still in a lot of trouble. But it's like in the corner where the bench is, where people go sort of naturally. That position can kill you so quickly. So you got to really think about what you're doing.
Yeah, and you still have those players. Wow, Nico with the opening shot out to Dio. And Taz will return, manages to take out MSL. Just big battle here in mid, and Virtus.Pro, they're coming out ahead. The double scout really working out here. Pasha takes one and Snacks gets another. And now 3 scouts here for Virtus.Pro versus Pimp and Kirby, who have 2 rifles. Pimp coming into underpass, realizes there was a man in window. Kirby is going to pick off Pasha, but it's still a 1v2 right now. And Pimp, he knows where one guy is, but he has no idea where the second player is for Virtus.Pro, so it's going to get a bit tricky, although he does hear steps on the stairs, and that's going to be a free kill onto Bialy.
Pre-firing that as well. Nice clutch from Pimp there. He knew exactly what was going on. Perfect position. The bomb was all the way top mid as well, so if he wanted to play that route instead, it would have got really ugly for him, I think. So 11-9 is now the scoreline. Dignitas with a 2-round lead, and Virtus.Pro, I mean, in spite of a round that was looking so promising, you know, it's a little bit tougher for them second half here. I mean, the Danish team showing once again that their T-sides are not to be undervalued here.
And that's the thing. I mean, they're always going to be a threat. Dignitas, I mean, rehashing it that MSL was there, but he is managing to make a difference, a big difference here with this team. And, well, Pimp basically showing that he's just on fire right now. He is on point. We're going to have the force buy coming out from Virtus.Pro. They just get the rifles. Very limited nades, though, to try and hold off anything or to make a retake happen. And they're just attempting to put the shots through. This was actually a very fast A-smoke execute coming out from Dignitas, managing to completely catch Virtus.Pro out. But Virtus.Pro are playing this very patiently as well. They aren't trying to rush through the smoke. They're going for spray through the smoke. But they're just playing this so carefully right now. They don't want to give anything away for free. And AC doesn't spot the man until it might be too late. Didn't get the kill.
So much time has ticked past as well. This is like a losing battle already for Virtus.Pro. 3 men down, and now Neo falls. Taz is the last man. Can't do a single thing there. They didn't have enough time anyway, so easy round there for Dignitas. I mean, that was, yeah, you're right. That was a super fast execute into the bomb site. There was, I think, a gap in the smoke up by the stairwell, which could have actually caught the guy putting down the bomb, but Virtus.Pro didn't have the control to try and deal with it. So now we're a 3-round lead here for Dignitas, and BP can't buy. This could be a real upset.
This is. I mean, this would be incredible if they actually lose this, because then we're not going to have, like, happy are you happy? You know, Taz at the last LAN talking a lot of smack because the players were sitting side by side.
Yeah, you're right. That would be good, wouldn't it? You know.
And who's going to eat the chips in the lobby?
Someone else. We'll find someone else even if it doesn't work, Sam, though. I promise you that. Triple kill from Nico here with Tech9 involved as well. Taz last man standing. Just trying to find an opening on somebody. If you mean 13-9 here, it's almost certainly going to be the score. You got to wonder what Virtus.Pro do at that point. They've actually tried for top mid aggression quite a bit. They haven't done much in apartments, and they certainly haven't done much over at B as well. So maybe switch it up a bit. I mean, at this point, I'd even be happy to see them try and like jump underpass or something, just to try and change their aggression a bit.
Yeah.
But they're going for 2 AWPs instead, which signals kind of the opposite, that they're going to go for super passive. Which is alright. Double AWP setup is still a powerful idea on this map. Not too sad about that. Dignitas setting up. There's 3 people in the A-bomb site here. Smokes are going to go in. We'll see. Taz going to be shooting on over. Not really connecting. Bialy here can't see a thing for the smoke either. Can they get the quick bomb plant like they did last time? No. Neo will pick off one there. MSL gone down. AC with a good return kill. He's going to be flying right in front of Bialy. He really wants to stop it. He doesn't want to give up his position either, and does reveal himself, but is only alive for a second longer. Snacks last man standing. Great double kill from Pimp then. And he can't even do anything here. What a round.
Pimp from Palace, that was just a huge save. Able to see through those smokes or over them. Makes all the difference. And now Snacks, of course, he's going to throw down a smoke as soon as he can. Block off Pimp. Good nade here as well, but Pimp has got full HP, so it's not the end of the world. They're dropped down to 40 HP each, but he's just got no time left. Snacks, even with the kit, he doesn't want to attempt this retake. He's just going to hold on to the AWP. But yeah, you really expected more out of Bialy. I mean, it's just Bialy was supposed to be the hard counter, being up close like that. He could have taken Nico out for free, but then they were not expecting Pimp to be still up there. You know, Bialy, if that's like the one position that screws Bialy. Yeah. The fact that Pimp is up above on balcony, can see over that smoke, just sees right on top of him, and Pimp made very quick work there of the 2 players.
You could even tell that Bialy was super aware that the one way he could misplay his position was to try and like overplay it and just run through and kill the guy planning and then like, you know, get killed instead. So he really tried to play that one smartly, but Pimp, just you're right, the perfect counter to it. Taz coming up, and it's top mid taking out MSL, but now the rest are pushing into A. I mean, they're already here, Dignitas and Virtus.Pro. They might not be in the best position. Grenade on in, Pasha with a good return, and now they're just trading back and forth, and it's working out in favor of Virtus.Pro this time around, and they have to put a stop to the Danish team right now, otherwise they lose the map. AC, half HP as well, no bomb plant yet for the terrorist side, and that grenade is going to fail just a tiny bit. So this is looking good.
This is getting very tricky here, but Snacks, if he plays this patient... Oh, they get the wallbang onto him! But he could actually go for the wallbang back. Nico, he's got high vision basically up on that balcony right now, looking into CT, just waiting patiently for that smoke to clear. Smoke goes into, or rather, flash into connector, trying to create some kind of opening here. Still a minute left for Dignitas. This is the advantage. Dignitas going for these very fast executes. It leaves them a lot of time to play with, but then it also allows for Virtus.Pro to take their time, breathe deep, and collect both frags. So the Triangle of Doom, very effective that time around for Virtus.Pro, setting up those crossfire angles. But also Bialy, I think, with the key frag to slow things down, through that smoke, right through the edge there, managing to pick him off. This was it right here. picks up the first. And yeah, that was this right there, man. If KRB lives, if that smoke goes off and KRB makes it out alive, totally different situation there for Dignitas.
So maybe a tiny break put on by Virtus.Pro here. Grenade top mid looked like he should have done more, but somehow the angle wasn't quite right. So a bit of a shame for Pasha there. It will be 14-10. VP. They need to force Dignitas to eco. They need to keep fighting. It's not impossible that they can make it back, but Dignitas have really impressed in the last couple of rounds here. Taz to take down AZ first. And the entry frags are at least starting to go VP's way, although Taz will drop. He almost took MSL with him. It's almost as good as a kill there. Nico to die, and next in line, MSL, and now it's down to Pimp and KRB. KRB gone as well. So now they're stepping it up. Pasha with a good double kill. And Pimp, he's close to a 30 bomb, I think, Pimp. He's really, 28 and 8. That's ridiculous.
This is such a great read by Virtus.Pro, though. Because we've got nothing but a wall of A-site takes from Dignitas, essentially. And now Virtus.Pro, that last round, they finally let Dignitas know, like, okay, you know, we're going to take precautions now versus this very fast execute. We're going to start shutting you down over here. Dignitas then try and go for mid and try and get out of ace, like that pattern, try to change things up. But VP were a step ahead, and they're like, okay, we'll go for mid control now. So it's just this like step and counter step between both of these teams, and VP this time around we're just one step ahead of Dignitas and manages to shut them out. Dignitas, luckily for them, because of how well those rounds, all these rounds have gone at the beginning of the half, they have the money to buy here. But they're definitely starting to get a little bit low, so it's getting down to crunch time here for the Danes. And Taz with the pop flash straight through connector takes out KRB, who is holding close. AC will push up, but then it's the one trade. Bialy's there to return on that kill on Taz. Pimp though is now in the mix, and he's going to be able to bring this back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, I think they really need to put Pimp into play early in the rounds, because having him late when it's a 1v4 or 3 or something, I mean, there's a chance he could clutch it. He's obviously doing really well at the moment, but I'd much rather have him get 1 or 2 opening frags in a round and then really just helping out his team here. Snacks, Neo, and Pasha are left, and there's plenty of time for Dignitas to move around the map, and you can tell they're spending that time right now hoping for someone from Virtus.Pro to show themselves. This is just like the holding position, basically. Let them come, see if they won't make a mistake. We've got time for it all across the map.
And VP right now are really heavily banking on A. They've got 2 guys holding solid, and they also have Snacks kind of holding a passive position on the B site, which would allow him to quickly try and rotate through into murder hole if he needs to. And now they're starting to doubt themselves, VP. With 30 seconds left, Pasha starts heading back, but he hears the steps coming in through jungle, and this has got to be the dead giveaway. He's trying to rotate back into CT to get eyes on this site. Neo gets picked off from the pip. And this is a big entry kill there by Pimp, basically opening everything up. MSL in position to stop Snacks. Snacks trying to take this fight, trying to take the battle. Pasha will get the kill, but MSL takes out Snacks. And so it's now Pasha, 1v2, holding from CT, but that bomb has now been planted. And already, look at this, Pimp rotating in, changing up the angle.
Yeah, all MSL has to do is wait just a couple of seconds here, and Pimp is going to be there to back him up, so it's not going to be any issue at all. Pasha trying once again. He's looking up where Pimp is, and Pimp goes down. Pasha, what a sick play. I think he just has the time for it as well. That's a mind-blowing clutch from Pasha. The fact that he actually realizes that Pimp is coming from the same angle is very unlikely. That is so cool. I mean, Pimp, he got the 30 bomb, and KRB and Asia are 20 kills, but that clutch is worth its weight in gold here. Pasha really coming through.
I can't believe he's a mind reader. How does he actually see this coming?
Yeah.
Is it because they saw Pimp run away? Or is he just thinking, well, I have to gamble? Like, you know, what would be the craziest thing they can do? Yeah. Because otherwise, you know, I'm going to get shot if I actually try and look all over the place right now.
Maybe we just chalk it up to, like, years of experience or something like that. That is definitely... That's not an easy read. Let's put it like that. Definitely not an easy read. Taz will go down now. Dignitas are angry, and AZ come up with another headshot here to open up the round, and Pasha gone down as well. This is just a, sick round from Dignitas. Virtus.Pro, I'm not even sure why they're still fighting at this point. The 2v5, bomb is down as well, and they just don't have any chance, do they? Neo gonna pick up one here, but if they lose these rifles, it's gonna be really bad on them.
This is a case of Virtus.Pro just imposing their will, essentially, at this point. Neo getting caught out, though. He was doomed regardless. Stuck behind triple box, and now KRB gets the double kill, takes out Snacks as well. So Neo really, there was no, like, once he had committed that far, there was no backing up. He had to go in. He had to keep going. And Snacks gets taken along for the ride. But yeah, you're right. They get wrecked economically after that play, Virtus.Pro. If they could have held on to those 2 guns, they would have actually had a pretty decent buy. Yeah. But now it's like double scout and a single M4 on Pasha.
Yeah, that's what worried me. Because they actually, one guy wouldn't have been able to buy it, but they had 2 that could, and the 2 that had rifles could have dropped and everything. We'll see. 3 rounds in a row here is what VP need, but Nico is going to be taken out by Ali. So we haven't seen too much from him this game, but when you get an opening frag like this, it's what we like to call, you know, high impact kills. Those entry frags are really important.
Yeah, I agree. That's, I mean, so key, and it's good to see Nico actually, you know, waking up a little bit here. So important for Dignitas, but it's also just incredibly important now for Virtus.Pro to keep their cool. Pasha still has this M4 in a position that could be fairly strong for him up in connector, but that's if Dignitas don't decide to push up on short. They've currently got MSL kind of poking about over here in ladder room. He's looking to see if he can't find a pick into the window right now. This could still go either way for Dignitas. The important thing is that Dignitas, they've got that mid control, so really it comes down to the information gathering at this point. Where do they want to take this?
Pasha moving around the corner, and AC gonna get picked off there. That was a nice kill. Timing couldn't be better. MSL, though, who had snuck his way in through ladder room, gonna get that kill. Taz goes down, Snacks and Neo are left. It's 2 kills away from Virtus.Pro exiting Fragbite Masters here in a bit of an upset. They had a great first half. 9-6. 9 rounds T side, and then their CT side just is not working. Neo all alone with the bomb down here as well. What an upset. Danish team just coming through massively here. That is quite impressive.
This is insane. What a comeback and what a play. Congratulations.